Here we have a new 2025 GMC Canyon. This one comes in the elevation trim level, standard crew cab setup, two-wheel drive, sterling metallic paint, jet black cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Not a lot of big changes since we got the redesign in 23, but as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. Still a nice looking front fascia, still looks pretty modern. Coming around to these wheels, they're gonna be 18-inch aluminum. Passive keyless entry on the front doors. Power door lock controls. We get express down on all 4 windows, so that we have one touch up and down on the driver's side as well. Power mirror controls, blind spot monitors in the side mirrors there. Trailer brake controller, hood release. We get a manual tilt steering wheel. And then here's our 6-way manual driver's seat. But I want to give a big thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Canyon today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on something closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But USB-C port here, AC vents, seat back pocket on that passenger side. Now, I'm always curious about these vehicles because they're really not cheap, but I just feel like a lot of corners get cut, particularly on these more base model pickup trucks. So the steering wheel doesn't have telescope, which kind of got on my nerves, and you only have the seat back pocket on the passenger side. A lot of the stuff people don't really use, but still, it's nice to have it if you do. We do get rear park assist, which is nice. There's a spare tire. And then this one does have the spray-on bed liner. It snowed recently, that's why there's ice in here. Now, as we come around to the rear passenger side, just gonna take a quick look from this angle. And again, you can also tilt the seat up there. And then you have your anchors right here for the car seat. Front passenger seat's 4-way manual. And then your glove compartment's here. And then you can pause anywhere you need to take a quick look at the window sticker. Just gonna scroll through it. Sticker price is $41,640. But let's come back around to the front, take a look in the engine bay. And there's that 2.7 liter Turbo Max, mostly covered up. Now for me, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be complaining in the comments because it's pretty bare bones. I feel like it's almost stripped in some aspects, but it's still over $40,000 for this truck that has a 4-cylinder engine in it. And for whatever reason, people just don't like those, but they're pretty stout, which I'll show you on the test drive portion. Nice leather wrap steering wheel here, so I like that. There's the horn. Over here to the radio, let's get the crazy stuff out the way. Headlamp controls are in the screen, so you cannot adjust those unless this screen is on. So you have a quick shortcut here to take it from low beams to auto, or you have to go into the actual vehicle settings, controls and safety, and you can control it that way, as well as your auto high beams. So traction control, auto high beams, park assist, the window locks, all of that is in the actual screen under this little icon here. But audio, we get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth. We get the Google News, Google Podcast. This is an 11.3-inch Google Assistant screen, so we also have Google Maps capability as well, but you do have to have a subscription for that. Now, one of the coolest things about these and a lot of the newer GM vehicles is we do get this nice animation for the vehicle status, so we can see the tire pressure, brake pad life, all of that there. And then you can go in separately into each menu and see everything nice and big. So coolant, transmission fluid, all that. Which, especially on days like today, it's nice to see that, just to make sure your coolant level is right and it's not about to spew over the reservoir there. But teen driver, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, all that's included. And then your system settings here, you can change your units of measurement or your language. Backup cameras here, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. For your AC controls, you can turn the whole system on or off here, adjust fan direction, temperature, and then fan speed here. So it's single zone manual. Down here, hazards, lane keeping system, auto stop toggle, and then you have your tow haul mode there. And you have an aux input there if you want to run a light bar or whatever. USB-C, USB-A port. And then for the shifter, grab the lever back here, reverse, neutral, drive. Then you have that low gear, and you can control the limiter there. And it'll show you what gear you're in the bottom there where it's red. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. Bottle holders are here. Center console cubby space, not too big, but it does have a pretty deep pocket with a 12 volt. So it's nice to just keep important stuff here, and you can hide some stuff you don't normally use underneath. There's a look at the back. I am glad that we at least have a sliding rear window, even though it is manual, if I need to carry some 2x4s, whatever in the back. Vanity mirror, no light. And then back to the steering wheel itself. Behind on the left side, we can control our track list or radio station favorites. Behind on the right side, volume up, volume down. And then our windshield wipers are over here, intermittent, low, high. And then we also have our fluid there for the front. And then we can toggle the high beams here and flash there. So standard cruise here, turn that on or off, cancel, set the speed, gap adjust for the forward collision alert is here. And then this side, mute, Bluetooth, voice recognition. We can click this here and pull up our audio sources and then scroll through those. And then we can also go through the favorites when we're in that menu. But here, we can go through our different views on the gauge cluster. So I think it's 5 different views we can go through. So I like all the setups there. You can kind of find something for everybody. Push button starts here. And finally, here's our key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 GMC Canyon Elevation out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Canyon Elevation here, we still have the 2.7 Turbo Max, which I actually like. Paired with the 8-speed, I like how it performs in this truck. Really no need for a 6-cylinder in my opinion for how most people are going to be using these, which is going to be for daily driving, maybe some light hauling or towing. But the 2.5 that was in the older 22 and before Canyons, that definitely was not enough. The gas mileage was good, but you really couldn't do much in it unless you were driving, I don't want to say like a grandpa, but you know. I'm not gonna give it a full pull, but I'm gonna slow down, then here we go. So a pretty quick truck. Again, the 2.7 liter Turbo Max is not, it's quick, let me put it that way. It's not slow. Now in terms of the ride quality, I can feel the tires just a tad, but not really affecting the overall ride itself. I can just feel it in the floorboard. But as I start to get the thing moving, it's actually going away. So it might just be from where the truck's been sitting. But really liking the overall ride quality. Feel like it's very refined compared to the older model Canyons. They just feel less, these feel less bouncy, less rugged. But this one here actually has an off-road suspension, as a 342 ratio rear axle, so pretty impressed again by the overall ride quality. And these can still tow pretty well according to what the manufacturer says. I believe it's close to 6,000–7,000 pounds. Now, in terms of what you get for the money, one thing I will say is it's not a necessarily expensive truck with today's prices compared to a Tacoma, a Ranger, something along those lines. But I do just feel like corners were cut just where they could be. Just not having a telescoping steering wheel in 2025 is just annoying to me, just only having the tilt function. Now everybody's basically going to the turbo 4-cylinder, so again, you can't really complain about that compared to other manufacturers in this segment. And I do think the Turbo Max is probably the best 4-cylinder out right now. That's just my opinion. I like how it drives, it feels quicker. But the technology here, it's nice to have the blind spot monitors. Feel like we could have added adaptive cruise control to compete with the Tacoma, but whatever. Now I want to give one more thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Canyon today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on something closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But all in all, again, for the segment, I feel like it is the better looking truck compared to the Ranger, Tacoma. I mean, the Frontier, I don't even know if it's in the same segment unless you go with the Pro 4X, and the same thing with the AT4X and the Raptors. But I think the Frontier still has that bigger V6, which is why those are probably still selling pretty well, because they're the only truck left that has a V6 in it in this segment again. But I still think it's a better looking truck. You just have to check them out yourself, see which one you like, and just compare apples to apples. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 GMC Canyon Elevation.